It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is a middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone. Talk about taking on a build sight unseen. Man, how many problems does this truck have? Let's go ahead and point them out. And by the way, this was done by a local professional. So issue number one, automatically you can tell that the seal job is terrible. The clamping zones are flared, they're not properly shut down, and you can see he put some silicone on here. It's just not the quality. A terrible seal. Issue number two, the paint. He didn't strip the chrome, he just painted right over it. And it's just looking terrible. Just look at that. Yikes. Bad paint job. And number three is the tubes. Look how he wired them on. One, it's bad fitment, poor positioning, and then these metal wires are terrible. Not even hidden. And now for number four, the alignment. These are not aligned and they're not rotated. What the heck, man? And then even that, the bulb is not seated properly. The customer states that he contacted us a while back to do the build for him. However, availability was not to his liking. He didn't want to wait. He wanted somebody else. That's what he got. And that is not the first time we've heard the story, nor the second, nor the third. Today's job was to install the Dial Dynamics standard LED DRL bar and replace that shroud with the Panamera LED shroud. Now we have to do more than that. So, got a long day ahead of me. Talk to you later. Here we go. Oh my God. Oh man, what am I up against today? Damn. Put double-sided tape to hold the projector shroud in place. Not to our standards, guys. Not to our standards. The other upsetting thing is about this projector is that it's a mini D2S from Morimoto, which is fine, but this is the version 3.0, and the 4.0 is already available, and this build was just done not that long ago. Think about getting an outdated projector on a new build. It's very upsetting. 50% of the time, we make miracles happen. Check this out. Sweet Lord, baby Jesus. Thank God we're here for you. Today's been one long day with this Toyota Tundra specifically. It had a lot of issues, four issues. And what we're going to do now is we're going to review each individual issue and how it was resolved. So let's start with issue number one was the seal. We tried to fix it the best we could. We ended up finding out that the guy who originally built these did not remove the factory sealant. So we tried reshaping it, but in this case we had to put some screws in there because this guy was so flared open that we couldn't do anything to adjust it back down. So the issue was mostly on the top. The bottom and the sides were okay. Looks like he removed it halfway through, so it was more of a half-assed job. The opposite side, we had a better luck in reshaping it, so there's no screws required. It's nice and clamped down. Issue number two was the paint. There's not much we could have done in a day to address the issue because we would have needed to strip the entire paint, prep it, and then repaint it and take a day for it to cure. Now, customer didn't have that kind of time, so all we did is we patched it up with a paintbrush. Issue number three was eliminating the tubes. We replaced it with an American-made product by Dial Dynamics designed to fit the actual headlight housing for the Toyota Tundra. So it's much brighter than the flex tube and much noticeable during the day and the nighttime hours. Issue number four was a rotation of the headlights. The retrofitting was not done to standard spec. The guy literally just dropped it in and locked in that and called it a day, so the headlights were all crooked. Now we went ahead and addressed the issue of the rotation and we leveled them with one another. Now within issue number four, there was also an issue with the right projector. There was an issue with the seating of the bulb. So if you look at it right now, the right projector looks kind of funky. And we've done everything we could to address the seating issue, but it was a common problem with the version 3.0. So that's the best it's going to look. We're just about done with the Toyota Tundra build. We're going to check leveling real quick one more time. Because it's a truck, the headlights actually point down from factory because it's expecting to have stuff loaded onto the bed, and that causes the headlights to point up in the sky. So you got to make sure it's pointed nice and leveled. Otherwise, probably like at 100 feet, it'll be pointing towards the floor, and that's the last thing we want. We want the guy to actually see perfectly straight. And because it does have auto leveling, the customer does have the ability to drop down the headlights, and that's because it's a factory equipped option. Factory equipped option. All right, the Tundra goes bye-bye. Later, Sam.
Bye.
Time to get this one in. This one's next.
I'll see.
Yeah.